bitch and make it go.
They cap it like lids. They lying, they feel. That ain't what it is. You better take what they give. I'm moving these babies. I'm like, pass me the bill. That strong in the jaw. Shit might blow off the lid. When the pressure apply, we seeking they high. We keep magazines. Get your issues, subscribe. Don't fuck with your kind. No, you not one of my guys. Squab in the wave. You niggas just low tide. I swear they capping like missionaries. I need more money and less stress. I give a fuck about being the best dressed or who got the best sex. I'm sorry, I'm focused. I need property and I need some more shit. Got dope in motion. To the car stop, that package on open. Plug wrapped it good. We traffic good. Bring it back to the hood. Then break it down. Got half a keys and whole pounds. Play with my loud and you gon' hear that chopper sound. Take over the town. I really mean it. A nigga stop me from eating. Shit, I ain't never seen it. Like a blind man. I leave him leaking. It's stinking like a trash can. Me and the fat man and gunner strapped to stack bands. And we got plenty rocks. And we got plenty sand. They cap it like lids. They lying, they feel. That ain't what it is. You better take what they give. I'm moving these babies. I'm like, pass me the bill. That strong in the jaw. Shit might blow off the lid. When the pressure apply, we seeking they high. We keep magazines. Get your issues, subscribe. Don't fuck with your kind. No, you not one of my guys. Squab in the wave. You niggas just low tide.
Make my name music ass when you speak it. I'm the real deal. Use a motherfucking weekly. Rose gold Michael Kors on my fucking arm. Cuban link necklace with the last supper charm. No Yeezys on my feet. I got my Timberlands on. I rock a cool gear. Other shit I don't be on. If it ain't squad gear, I don't put it on. Other niggas walk around, them niggas be clones. These squad by their own work, nobody put us on. Making all these plays off a fucking mobile phone. Talking to my amigo, I'm like, what up, Holmes? We got what you need. All the parts, all the songs.
They cap it like lids. They lying, they feel. That ain't what it is. You better take what they give. I'm moving these babies. I'm like, pass me the bill. That strong in the jaw. Shit might blow off the lid. When the pressure apply, we seeking they high. We keep magazines. Get your issues, subscribe. Don't fuck with your kind. No, you not one of my guys. Squab in the wave. You niggas just low.
All right, let's move that off the screen there. I don't endorse all of that foolishness they got going on, but I do want to say to I want to decode some of that because it's kind of listen, lots going on right now. We're gonna get to this right now. All right, so I'm gonna play this. This is just take place in King Street. I'm working on just getting like the full story. But we will return to talk about this.
Is that?
All right, so first of all, who was those two dudes that's just standing there with their hands in their pocket while all this was going on? How is this normal behavior, right? But we'll get back to that. But what I wanted to tell you guys is if you aren't following, please go ahead and hit that follow button. Make sure you hit that like button so we can bring more people to this conversation. Again, we're going to get back to that. I'm going to have to do another live on that because that's a whole nother conversation. What I'm talking about now is part 2 to this stolen valor case that has been put out on Facebook by one Miss Melissa F. Etheridge and the folks over there at the Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom Veterans Organization. I guess they located out there in Pawleys Island area or whatever. But and so she did a document drop, pretty much Georgetown County's Epstein file drop. I guess you could kind of put that to that point, to the same level as that. Hopefully I get some people in here from the OIF so that you can help walk me through this. I was reading some of the comments and people were saying that, I'm saying alleged, I'm saying all of this. I'm taking documents off of the internet. So please understand the fact that I'm currently involved in a lawsuit because of somebody who wanted to stifle my freedom of speech. And so I'm careful as to not, you know what I mean? These are some heavy allegations. And to the gentleman who I was emailing back and forth with earlier, back in August or whatever, listen, like I said, then this stuff is heavier than stuff is heavier than what I can handle. And I'm surprised. I'm really surprised at the level of documentation that you guys have, that your reputable news agencies in Georgetown County didn't take this, right? Because I think this speaks to a larger problem. Now, we went over the first gentleman, we went through his records and all of it, but this next piece, it ain't gonna be that long. Okay, and there's not that many records to go through. But what I need help with before I move on is, and that's why I'm careful in what I'm saying, because I don't want to accuse the wrong, or I'm not accusing anybody. I don't want to place allegations on the wrong person. So now I'm about to talk about a gentleman by the name of, I'm gonna add it up here. And what I need for somebody, if somebody could tag Melissa Etheridge for me, bring her up in here. This guy, Michael Scott, you see it on the screen right there. Michael Scott Dolison. All right, Mr. Scott, I apologize if I butchered your name. It wasn't intentional. And what I'm asking some of the guys who, the people who put it out, is to which one of these people is the gentleman that you're referring to? Is it the man in the blue, or is it the man in the white, or is it the gentleman in the back in the uniform? Okay, and you got Stolen Valor. So I need somebody to get in the comment section and tell me which one of these people that is, and we will get back to it right after this. In times of trouble, you need someone who knows the law, knows the community, and knows how to fight for you. The law offices of Caesar McKnight, right here in Kingstree, South Carolina, is committed to protecting your rights and protecting your future. From criminal defense, personal injury, to family law. When the stakes are high, experience matters, and so does someone who listens. Call today and get a competent, passionate, and effective legal team on your side. Because when life hits hard, you don't have to go through it alone. The law offices of Caesar McKnight, justice for real people, serving the Kingstree and surrounding South Carolina communities. Call now or visit the website today, or stop by for a free consultation. All right, so there we go. Guys, make sure you go by and check out definitely the McKnight Law Firm. That's who we use. All right, so keeping it 100, I'll buck with you. All right, and I don't mess around. I don't mess around. I promise you. So if you're looking for a fighter, that's your man right there. All right, on this end, let me see somebody. I think somebody just inboxed me. I need to make sure. Anyway, I'm not even gonna. It doesn't even matter. All right, let's just say it don't matter for the sake of this conversation. Okay, but what I'm trying to do to the people putting this information out is I'm just trying to clarify it, because you did a document dump, and that's the same thing that the government did in regards to the Epstein files. They just dropped a bunch of documents on people with no context, right? So what I'm going to do, all right, somebody just got in there. Thank you so much, Veronica, for tagging her. Appreciate you very, very much. And again, salute to you and Gavin for what y'all did during Thanksgiving. What y'all always do. That's just one of many things that you guys do. So salute to you guys. but I need to know which gentleman I am talking about. Which one of these guys is Michael Dollison, right? So that song that I was playing earlier, shout out to Ammo and my brother, Big Smack. The title of the song was Capping. So to my folks who don't listen to rap, this is a case of capping. They capping like lids. That was the hook. They capping like lids. They lie in their fib. Um, and I didn't think about that, really think that out before I played it. But then it just, the universe sometimes works these things out for you. You feel what I'm saying? Um, and so somebody get Miss Melissa, get on in here so we can be clear on here, because Melissa, I'm like, I ain't going hard enough. You feel what I'm saying? Melissa, I need to see, when I ride through Paula's Island, I need to see Welcome to Andrews. What's up, Jerry? I need to see Welcome to Andrews, the podcast, hoodies. And you was like, where did we get those from? It's crazy that you would ask that, Melissa. There's a link right at the top of the chat right there. You can click right there and go on over to the Welcome to Andrews podcast store. Because listen, y'all, this is dangerous stuff these people are dealing with. That's probably why old garbage ain't jump on it. You know what I'm saying? You got and again, I didn't have the time really to do what I'm doing now. And I appreciate you guys for putting it out. And I still open the platform to you to come up here and help me decipher, you know what I mean, what it is and things that I miss. And I'm not overlooking the things that y'all think I'm overlooking. Okay. Again, these are documents that I got, and I know y'all will email them to me and this and that or whatever. But man, hit that donate button or something. You know what I mean? Help me out, because y'all trying to push me out there in the water. All right, so let's get to it. Without further ado. Because boy, listen, King Street is on fire. And hopefully I'm gonna reach out to Attorney McKnight and see if he's it's late. It's late. I'll see if I can do something for tomorrow or something when the schedule allows, and we can I want to get his input on what's going on, because he the shooting took place. He was right in the area when it took place yesterday. The shooting that I showed you earlier, but that's another story. All right, let's stick to where we at. Has Melissa gotten in here yet? Melissa Etheridge Schultz, American veteran, United States veteran. All right, guys. So here is what is being alleged. And let's just say, if the documents are legit, and I must say they look legit, things look kind of crazy over here. What's happening in Georgetown County at the, I think that's the VFW that they're doing this at. All right, so here we go. Let me get down here to my, I didn't even set this up. Anyway, I'm good. We good, y'all. I got y'all. I promise you. I got you. I'm going to break this down for you. All right, so we're going to dive into these documents right here, right? This is where I need to be. All right, the first document that we're going to jump into is the charity filing pages, all right? And so it's being alleged that this organization, well, first, let's set this up this way. All right, I remember that I wanted to do it this way. All right, and I'm going to come back and do a more thorough dive on this, okay? A more thorough breakdown on this, all right? But I got this, and I was able to pour over them, and man, this is I tell you what, Mr. Dollison, this does not look good. And this is okay, so you guys can see the date on it, January 16, 2025. This comes from the National Personnel Records Center. This is where you go to get the National Archives. This is where you get military records from, right? And you see right here in regards to this man that they're talking about, okay? Now, the first gentleman we talked about today, he did serve. He served 19 years honorably. Now, when we're talking about Mr. Dollison right here, all right. So it says, dear recipient, and dear recipient, thank you for contacting the National Personnel Records Center. We have been attempting to verify the veterans' military service from the information that has been provided. We have conducted extensive searches of every record source and alternate record source at this center. However, we have been unable to locate any information that would help to verify the veterans' military service. This is in regards to this gentleman. And again, if one of these folks, they never come on when I'm live. Now that's starting to bug me out. Y'all quiet when I'm live. But as soon as I go off of here, they'll be on here commenting 1,000, and that seems to be sketch to me. All right. So that's why I'm saying I don't know if these documents are legit or not. Right. So don't come on. Y'all got it out there. Melissa, come on out here and help me out. Help me distinguish which one of these people that you guys are levying this allegation against. All right. Don't wait till I get off and then, start wanting to converse back and forth with me. All right. If you do that this time, I'm going to just block you because, you know what I mean? Because I just got aggravated just now about that. That's annoying. Right. Don't throw a rock and hide your hand. Come on, let's come on Front Street with this one. Right. Because this man is now. Has there been any allegations of him saying that he's been in the service? Apparently, these guys went looking for a service record, and they haven't been able to find anything. All right. It says here, for a further search, it directs them to another source as to what to do and where to go with this. Okay. All right, cool. Maybe they all football fans or whatever. I don't know. But yeah. All right. So here's the other documents that they provided. Now we're going to we're getting into the financial documents right here. Okay. And that's the wrong one. Is that page 1? 2. No. Yes, that is. This is. Okay. So what you guys are looking at right there in front of you, let me get back over to where I'm supposed to be. All right. The first document is from the South Carolina Secretary of State Public Charities Division. Okay. It's titled Annual Financial Report for Georgetown County Veterans Memorial Incorporated. Right. This is for fiscal year ending is listed as 12/31/24. Okay. Now, what I want to call you guys' attention to is look at part 1 on this document. Okay. Fundraising events, lines 1 through 10 are all zeros. That means that the organization reported no gross revenue for fundraising events, raffles, fairs, nothing. Okay. But then then on page 2, let's go to page 2 over here. But then on page 2, under part 2, the filing shows $5,709.53 in contributions and $18,527.35 in program service revenue. That adds up to $24,236.88 in total revenue. All right, so here's where the first question comes in at. All right, stay with me, guys. How does a charity that reports zero revenue on one page and over 24,000 on the next page? Maybe somebody that does accounting could help me out with that. Maybe they can make me understand. Okay. All right. This document is signed by Ronald Gilbert as the CEO and Michael Dollison as the CFO treasurer. Their signatures certify the information furnished in this statement is true and correct to the best of knowledge and belief. Of course, this is a legal statement, right? And as officers of public charity, they are responsible for the accuracy of these numbers. Again, I'm not saying that anything illegal happened. I'm showing you what they signed. That's it. Okay. And we already went over who Michael Dollison is. This man has never served in the military. That means based on the data provided, the government could not confirm who he was as military. Meanwhile, according to a charity filing, the same individual is serving as the treasurer for a veterans memorial nonprofit. I don't know if that's illegal. I don't know why they brought that up. What is that? Does it matter? Did he, because you're saying stolen valor. Do you have evidence of this man claiming to ever be in the military? It's a fair question now. Don't kill me, bro. Don't Charlie Kirk me, bro. She ain't got no service now. They'll be inboxing me. I'm gonna be blocking it behind. I go live. I told my man I was going in 15 minutes. That was 40 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, something like that. I don't know. But all right, where was I at, y'all? Let's get back on track. So basically, anyone who's watching this, should decide for themselves, how they feel about this situation. I'm not suggesting any either way. Okay. Now, what is the problem? What is this overall? What is the big takeaway? What's going on with this right here? A lot of people in Georgetown County assume everyone in a veterans organization is a veteran. I would assume that. I think that's a safe assumption for the most reasonable person to assume. Public records tell a different story about this gentleman right here. And again, maybe he has a legitimate reason for being there. Took over for a family member. I don't know what it could be, but I would like to hear it. We have a charity controlling over $210,000 in assets, according to their filings. We have signatures from individuals whose service records are either disputed or unverified, according to the Freedom of Information request that you see on the screen right here. And we have questions about how money is listed on the filings. You know, no money here, and then bloop, there it is. Okay. That's why it matters. Transparency, not drama. That's all we're saying, because this time of year, these veterans will be out, you know, asking for donations, and people will be taking their hard earned money, giving it to them under the pretense, under the assumption that, hey, this is a veteran that I'm dealing with. Thank you for your service. You know what I mean? That always comes along with that. Mikey, Jackie. Okay. All right, go ahead. I did read the article, but I was assuming they'd be here this time. Uh, he was saying he was wearing a uniform without ever serving in the military. And that's a damn problem right there. What's up, Chris? Y'all make sure y'all go check out Chris. I think I got you up here, Chris. Thank you for popping in, brother. And thank you for your service. Chris served honorably for reals. For reals. I don't have it right here handy. I'll pull it up before the end of the show, though, bro. And bro, the documentation they have is, whoa, it's gonna be kind of hard to dispute that right there, man. It's gonna be hard to dispute that one right there. So, where we at? So, what are we asking ultimately over here, y'all? What are we asking ultimately? If everything is legitimate, this is what I'm asking at Andrew's podcast, and I can go on to cover something else, because this is an interesting story. And if this is happening in Georgetown at this level, this is happening. My assumption is to be happening all over the place, and this is bad. This is really bad stuff. This is not good. This is not something that should be overlooked. This is bad, and it's bad that that the reputable news agencies haven't jumped on this story, given the level of documentation that these people have come with. This ain't just hearsay. Documentation beat conversation. It's a little heavy for somebody like myself, but I'm willing to get in there, man. You know what I mean? So which one of these gentlemen, Chris, do you know which one it is? All right, so I'm sorry, guys. That's Auntie in the building. All right, Auntie outside tonight, and this is Lori. Lori. So what we're talking about is this young lady by the name of Melissa Etheridge Schultz. You should go to her page, and she laid out a case. She laid out evidence. Okay, the gentleman carrying the wreath in the white. See there. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. That's what I needed right there. That's all I needed, is to be, you know what I mean? Because me, uh, assumptions being the mother of all, you know what? I was thinking about the guy in the blue. You feel what I'm saying? And so he could have been like, see, they over there about talking about the wrong person, and this whole thing, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm careful to, um, no doubt. So, no, what we're talking about is the gentleman in the white is the head of a veteran, not the head. He's the treasurer of the veterans organization, and he's in uniform as if he wore the uniform before. And Miss Etheridge and her organization, and the people, I guess I don't want to put that all on them. Um, they did a Freedom of Information request on this Michael Scott Dollison, and it came back negatory. Negatory. He did not serve in the United States military. Maybe he was in the secret service. That ain't even the ones that guard the president. That's the one that don't exist. And so they've been called out on it, and they've been called out on their bookkeeping when it comes to raising money. This gentleman who we're talking about, who the military don't have no recollection of who he is. They the Melissa Etheridge and the Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom veterans of, I guess, Pawleys Island area, Georgetown, are calling these organizations out for sketchy fundraising. And you see the documentation here. The documentation is here. Oh, you said they're giving my dad a hard time putting a brick for my uncle in town, even though he served. Now that's where it becomes really problematic for me, is because we're talking about a person who's in this uniform, this VFW uniform, who never served. There's no record of him serving in the military. And I'm sure you guys can provide doc. That's the problem with these type of people being on in these places, like, and walking around, walking in parades and just stolen valor. He's stealing somebody else's valor. It's exactly what it is. And the gentleman in this shot, let me see if I can get myself off screen. See if I can get myself off screen. How did I do that? All right, put myself there and then remove this. All right, the gentleman in the back where you see Poser at, he served in the military. He did 19 years, but he started to add on. You know how it go when, like, once 30 years after your high school career, all of a sudden you did things that you don't even remember doing, but you know what I mean? That kind of foolishness, lying, basically. Not basically, but what it is. And so documentation was provided. Okay. Also, let me hurry up so I can wrap this up, because I already went over the time. All right, tag your dad, yeah, and tell him to go back and watch this, because this is very interesting. Mr. Bobby, thank you for your service, Mr. Bobby. But these posers, and I saw man make a comment. All right, he's also a poser. He's also the poser in the picture with Lee in the background. Okay. So, he's in, man. So they just a team of posers, huh? All right, let me put a bow on this, y'all, so we can get out of here real fast. I'll tell you what, I need to do this first. So let me leave. Let's do this, and then we'll come right back and get at that. In times of trouble, you need someone who knows the law, knows the community, and knows how to fight for you. The law offices of Caesar McKnight, right here in Kingstree, South Carolina, is committed to protecting your rights and protecting your future. From criminal defense, personal injury, to family law. When the stakes are high, experience matters, and so does someone who listens. Call today and get a competent, passionate, and effective legal team on your side. Because when life hits hard, you don't have to go through it alone. The law offices of Caesar McKnight, justice for real people, serving the Kingstree and surrounding South Carolina communities. Call now or visit the website today, or stop by for a free consultation. Yeah, for real. Man, anyway, listen, let me say this, right? Because I'm definitely going to come back and deal with this issue. I promise you, I will. And I invite the folks from OIF to come. Y'all need to come on out and talk to the people. Like, is that what I don't understand. I do not understand. But listen, I'm not saying that anybody's guilty of fraud, okay? Because I don't know. But what I am saying is the documents raise a lot of questions, and I believe uh, the veterans deserve some clarity. I believe everybody that donates, the citizens, because you're operating under a tax-free, you're a nonprofit, and so transparency is key. And in regards to your service, Mr. Dollison, you could shut all of this down by providing a DD 214. Just make sure it's real. If anyone that I mentioned tonight would like to respond or provide documentation or come show, or excuse me, or come on the show and show this documentation, my inbox is open. My platform is open. I welcome you to the platform and do what this gentleman right here just did. See, when they do this, there ain't no comments. That's money. That's man. I appreciate your services on Andrews the podcast for bringing us the stories. You know what I mean, that people want to, stories that people are interested in, I should say. And this is one of them stories. You feel what I'm saying? Being a veteran, given the project that we're looking to pull off in Andrews, South Carolina, that we're going to pull off in Andrews, South Carolina, transparency is 100% paramount. So we cannot have veterans organizations destroying the public faith to where people, I give that to the good. I give that to competing for donations now. Who's the little ones that be ringing the bell? Ding, 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 at Walmart. And so that's a serious thing. Because again, we're embarking on something serious, and it's going to take the public's help for us to pull this off. And so we cannot give the impression that's the reason why we're going the route we're going down in Andrews, so that it can be 100% the people. I don't care if 2:00 in the morning, if you want to check and see where this, you will be able to see that. You'll be able to know what's going on with that project, because this is the type of thing that destroys. But these are grown ass men with grandkids and all of that playing G.I. Joe. And I mean, being invited into council chambers and, just thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. And these fools ain't never even served. This fool right here, he carrying the wreath like he, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I lost some of my buddies in combat. Yeah. But don't worry, man. Tuesday, man, I'm gonna tell you all about a real hero, And I want to thank the OIF, because it's important that we tell these stories. I see why I should do a segment every Tuesday honoring some veteran. I see why I should sacrifice the time and do the work because of this type of thing right here. And I'm sure. Yeah. This is sad. This is sad. And again, I commend those folks for doing that work, baby. Documentation beat conversation. Log off. We having a call. I don't know what we having a moment, man. So, yeah, man. I appreciate y'all. Go back and watch your football. Well, what's the score anyway of the game? I'm about to pop and watch the rest of it. So should not be taken lightly and fraudulently displayed. No, that's really messed up, man. And I'm gonna tell you, a lot of you guys don't know that this man, what he's do what now again, shipmate, I appreciate your 19 years of service. You know what I mean? Uh, and you was a submarine, you was a submarine guy. But God damn, bro. I mean, you old enough to know, like, so now you're a Vietnam veteran when it's cool. Because what a lot of y'all don't know is that when these guys came home, the country was in they hated these guys. These guys were fighting and dying in the jungles of Vietnam and came home only to be, you had guys, man, John Kerry threw his medals off a bridge and all kinds of crazy stuff because it's, this love and peace, the hippie movement against anti-war. And so you had people that gave it all because some old stiff men in suits decided to send young boys across the world to go fight and die. And then after dealing with that, after some of them watching their boys get killed, I watch these type of things all the time. I study about how it was hell because the Viet Cong turned the jungle against these. I mean, imagine leaving from where you at right now and being plopped in a jungle halfway on the other side of the world. And then somehow surviving that and then come back here only to be given the middle finger. Oh, you a pig, you a baby killer, you all of this right here. And you was just, you know what I mean? Trying to do your job. And then to have somebody like this person right here put on a damn medal. It's cool now. I'm Vietnam vet. You was a lying son bitch. And the records say that. So yeah, this is not gonna go away any time soon. So we'll end it like this, ladies and gentlemen. I should have had that set up already. Because that was a good little piece I did right there. That was heartfelt. Y'all was like right there, like, yeah. And I was just supposed to go right into, you know what I mean? But anyway, man. And again, none of these people from this damn place is on here talking to me, except for my man, Chris. And they'll be texting me in a minute. Oh, he forgot to say this, or he forgot to say this. And y'all better stop with that. Y'all better stop with that. Come on out here, man. Y'all got something, man. Let's stop playing around. Y'all, it's like y'all playing now. The damn platform is here. Let's go. And there go my man Chris Customs LLC, professional laser engraver. I can't remember that other word. Cerakote. I think I said it right. Cerakote applicator. Don't know what Cerakote is, but Chris will break all that down to you. Let me get this off the screen so y'all can see. Boom. All right, retail and sale transfers of firearms. This guy is well versed in the law. He was on the podcast last Tuesday. You can reach him at 706-326-1763. And again, guys, this is not a paid advertisement. This is a fellow veteran who, watched the podcast and wanted to come on and bring some clarity to what we were talking about, basically expand the conversation around gun laws and stuff like this. And this is somebody who would know. So again, y'all reach out to my man Chris. Chris, put your Facebook page in the chat. 706-326-1763. And with that, but yes, I did miss you, sweetheart. No doubt. All right, so yeah, let me go watch some football. Y'all have a good night. They say freedom isn't free. And tonight, as we look upon this simple table and remember the ones who paid the price but never came home, this is the missing man table. Each piece tells a story. The small table, for one, symbolizes the isolation of our prisoners of war. The white cloth represents the purity of their service, their willingness to answer the call. The single red rose reminds us of families who still wait year after year, hoping for word of their loved ones' return. The lemon is bitter, just like their fate. The salt, the tears of those left behind. The glass is inverted. The chair left empty because they are not here. But their spirit remains. Their sacrifice endures. Here in Andrews, South Carolina, we're doing something powerful, something historic. We're building a POW MIA monument, one of only a few in the entire state of South Carolina, to honor those who were taken and those who never returned. A place where generations can come to learn, reflect, and remember. A place where their stories live on. But we can't do it alone. We need your help, your donations, your support, your voice to bring this monument to life. Every dollar brings us one step closer to honoring our heroes right here at home. So join us, be a part of history. Donate to the POW Monument of Andrews, South Carolina. For those still missing, for those who never came home, for those we will never forget.